Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture, and today we're doing the first 2021 album review. Yay! So we're doing Jasmine Sullivan's fourth album called Hotels. I have to admit, I took a huge gap between keeping track of Jasmine Sullivan for a while. I definitely did Fearless. I loved Buster Windows. I love everything about that album. And then I went into Love Me Back. I think I got some of it. I didn't really feel it completely because I felt like I was getting into other genres when I was going from R&B, because R&B has been the center of one of my when I grew up. I think I grew up with a lot of R&B mixed with pop. And I felt like it wasn't until 2010 in that area when I started going into EDM and alternative rock and stuff like that. So I wanted to more expand my musical listenings. So this, unfortunately, she wasn't on my mind after a while. And I know she came out with in 2015 the reality show. I seen it, but I didn't look into it. But I did catch the singles. I got Holding You Down, and I loved that one. And I got into Mascara, which is I love that one too. But I didn't really get into her too much until this album. And I was like, I need to stop what I'm doing, get into her. And I listened to her Tiny Desk concert too recently, and it just made me go even further into it. I already had this outlined out already, but I didn't even know how much I was gonna love this album when I saw the Tiny Desk when it was show. It was amazing. Her voice, I forgot that she just has range for days. So this album, I'm pretty much going to go through the whole thing. There's no little talking my favorites. I'm going through the whole thing. This album is pretty much talking about a lot about the pieces, pretty much how men treat women, and just how much that affects how women act and behave from that direction. And I feel like it's so interesting. I feel like every song, I love the fact that every song has a tale from a woman's perspective, each individual woman's different viewing, and then there's a song that goes along with it that goes into more detail with it. And I love it. I just think it's so cool. So let's just go through the whole thing. First of all, Body's intro is I love it. I think it's amazing. I think it gives you a taste of what she's gonna sound like, and she sounds so great. It's just finger smacking the whole time, and it's just she's talking about gotta stop getting fucked up. Pretty much saying she's I'm messing around with all these guys over and over again, and she's starting to feel like she's getting kind of sloppy with kind of doing this, and she to the point where she wakes up not even knowing who she slept with. It's just until she sees next to her, and I kind of think, yeah, it definitely sounds like, oh wow, you guys my shirt? Oh no, it's just a part of the design. So I feel I really feel that direction. I was like, well, I've never been in that situation, but I definitely understood in that direction. I was like, yeah, that sounds kind of intense to wake up and not knowing who you're with. But then it goes into Antoinette's tale, and I feel like hers is one of the best, my favorite one so far, because she says, men cannot take the idea, or cannot handle when a woman takes the same liberties as them. Same thing. It's just the whole idea of just how they can pretty much, with lack of spirit, lack of words, can pretty much just hoe around and just do and fuck so many different women, and it wouldn't really mean anything. But if a woman was to do that, it's a huge shocking factor. Just oh, how dare you do that? And just didn't you just fuck two girls yesterday? It's very, very hypocritical. And I love the part that she says their egos are often too fragile to ever handle a woman who owns and has any type of real agency to her own body. We're out here telling them the pussy's yours, when in actuality it's ours. So it's pretty much giving your body to that person, giving that body to that because she says, it's our fault too for entertaining that direction, saying that this pussy's all yours kind of thing when it's not, So they feel like they're entitled to have it, Going into Pick Up Your Feelings, love. One of my favorite songs off of this. I love it. It's pretty much talking about how she's just done. This is more of a breakup kind of direction song. She's just like, don't forget to pick up your feelings. Come and pick up your feelings. You need a ride? Call that bitch. And I was like, whoop, she said it. And I love it. And I feel like this song is everything. I know this is one of the lead singles, or was either this one or Lost One. One of them came first. But I really felt like it was this one, and then Lost One came after. Going into Ari's Hell, oh my god. Like, this one's talking... this one, I love that each tale has there's a different nuance to each feeling of... They all come to the same road of how men treat them wrong, but I also feel like there's different paths to that road of how they got there. So for this one, it's just like, she says, I was damn near willing to let him talk to me crazy because that shit was out of this world. Pretty much saying just like his dick was so amazing and his sex is so great that she would literally have him walk all over her and completely talk shit to her. And she's like, cool, whatever. This is like, long as I'm getting it, And then it goes into Putting Down, which is pretty much goes in more detail about that. Where she says, I got whatever you need as long as you give me that D. And knowing what you know what you're asked, and pretty much saying like, I know, like he's complete trash. And her friends is just like, why do you entertain this? She's like, oh, because the D is amazing. And I think that's very interesting, but it's a good perspective that I love to see, because I definitely, like, I've been in that situation. I've seen a lot of queens been in that situation too, but it's completely true. Going on to On It, featuring Ari Lennox, who featured in the Dicks to Bomb, Ari tale. This one is pretty much going into more detail about in that direction, but I love it takes the power back of saying like, I want to sit on it, but tell me why you deserve it, kind of thing. Just kind of like beg for it kind of direction. I love that it kind of connects with Antoinette's direction, which is like owning the power of giving it to somebody kind of thing, and knowing how much this, like, what you are giving is worth it, So, and I love that. Going to Donna's Tale, this one talks about the idea that women do that. There's some women are hypocritical because it's just like, oh, I never go out and do stuff like that. Like, but at the same time, you see those same people when in relationships, they'll pretty much use sex to get what they want in a way. Like, it's just like, it says you have sex she says, you have sex because you know that your husband's gonna give you whatever the fuck that you want the next day. And so it's kind of like, she's like, oh, what you want, daddy, kind of thing. And then knowing the next day she's gonna ask for something for him to give back, kind of thing. And then it goes into the song Price Tags, featuring Anderson .Paak. Love Anderson .Paak. This one kind of is very interesting. It goes in more detail, of course, and pretty much saying like, I'll take it all I can get. That money makes that pussy wet. And I feel like what he gets, Anderson gets a response to it, saying pretty much how he's not really liking it. He's starting to see, I think he starts as like, really, he likes it in the beginning, but then as the verse goes on, you can start seeing him being more skeptical. Just like, I'm starting to feel like this is what's going on. And he's truly seeing the pattern of what's happening. It's just like, oh, we have sex, and then the next thing you know, you're asking for something, and the next thing you know, like, all this stuff that you want from it, kind of thing. And it's very interesting. Definitely not healthy, but what can you do in that situation? So going to the next one, Rashida's Tale, which is very beautiful and very humble, and I love the ownership to responsibility and seeing the pattern of what really happened. Pretty much is about her falling in love with another woman, and she wasn't really planning it, but it happened, and they got a lot of chemistry going on to the fact that they moved in with each other, and the woman even gave her a ring and proposed to her. But of course, they go out to the club, and she meets the woman's best friend, or her girlfriend's best friend, and pretty much just cheats on her girlfriend with her girlfriend's ex. or girlfriend's best friend, and the woman's completely hurt, and she's like, give me back my ring, like, I'm completely hurt. And she takes ownership of that. She says, but she also gives you that piece of like, why does this happen a lot? And it's points out that one thing is just because it's always been me being the one that was cheated on, and in return, I cause that same type of pain to somebody that I really, really madly in love with. And I think that I always wonder is like, do you feel that because with the idea that somebody treat you this way, so you think that must be how it goes because you still stayed with that person and let them have that. So maybe that's how you should. So how does it feel to be on that part, to have that control, to have that feeling, And I think it does take that count. And she says, I don't know why I did it. I just did it, But she takes complete ownership of it. Then it goes into Lost One where it talks about she talks more into it, but it is kind of a leaning into the selfish direction. She says, she's like, just don't have too much fun before you go. Let me tell you, don't have too much fun. Don't fall in love with anyone because I've been working on myself, kind of thing. It seems like a thing of like, hold some space for me, even though I hurt you. Because you'll see that I improve, so maybe we can get back together, kind of thing. And she says, I know I'm being a selfish bitch, but I want you to know that I'm working it out, and I know it doesn't matter. I know it doesn't help you heal any faster. I think it's one of those things. Just like it's very sad in that direction. It has and I love the minimal production of it. It's very to give you into that mood and that feeling. Going into Precious Tale, which is another one where we talk about the idea. This side is very nice. It talks about the idea of she never had anything as a child, and so she always had that motivation to want something out of life and wanting to be more and want to hold up on her own and be her own person and make money on her own, kind of thing. And so in this one, she says like, I'm able to stand on my own, but I'm not going to deal with anybody unless they can contribute to what I'm doing. Pretty much a little thing is just like she doesn't want to deal with like broke people or projects and anything like that, and I think that's completely true. Pretty interesting. Going into the other side, kind of flips it in a way. Seems like she wants a sugar daddy in a way. It's like she says, I got dreams to buy expensive things, and I know he's out there. So where's my millionaire? And pretty much, like, in this weird, like, and then also she says, I'm hoping these titties get me out of this city. I think it is just like she's on a look for a sugar daddy and to live in that world. Like she fucking hates her job. She doesn't like where she is in this world right now, and she wants to have it all, kind of thing. Very, where's my sugar daddy? I think that's a theme song that anybody that Sugar Bae should like have completely. Going into Amanda's Tale, which is pretty much is another sad piece. It's just like she believes that she says my sex is my superpower because in pretty much I feel like what she says, it gives her validation, and because she knows that she's good at it, and so she says she's like, I can make them keep coming back to me because of that, and even if they don't really want me, I know that they're going to want that. And she says, she's like, it's empowering at the same time, but it also is sad because it's just because it knows at the end of it, just me alone and who I am is not enough. And that's something that she's definitely realized. Just like having this validation of having this sex and making it mean that way just means that if the other side, they don't see me for who I am, and that's not enough to them. I have to be this sex goddess to have them stay with me, And finally going to Girls Like Me featuring H.E.R. Love it. Love the song. I actually put this on my Friday picks. This song is pretty much talking about how this guy left her for another more promiscuous woman, and now she's sitting here judging herself. She's like, was I not promiscuous enough? Was I not enough? What did I miss? What was I missing that he didn't get from me? Because I would have gave him anything. Everything would have happened. And so it makes her realize, she's like, should I dress up a little more like a stripper? Or should I do more kind of stuff like, kind of just pretty much just give a little more to me sexy towards him And she says she gets, and I feel like this is a petty talk in this direction, which is like, it ain't right that how these hoes be winning. Pretty much how somebody leaves, the guy always leaves her for another like sexy kind of Instagram model looking woman. And she's like, I can't do this good girl shit anymore. And she's like, it makes me want to be a hoe. It makes me want to just kind of be those people, knowing that's not who I am. But it just makes me want to do that, you know? And it's a very sad kind of desperate piece of just like, God, just like they're winning. Maybe that's where I need to be. But it's sad because it's not where she really wants to be. And it sucks that that this thought has to be applied to think that that's how I can feel like I'm good enough in this direction, even though it's just more just like the guy's just an asshole. So it has no reflection on this woman or any of these women in this whole like album. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I love this album. I was literally just gagging the whole time when I was listening to it. I give this a 10 out of 10. I love the idea of the whole. I love everything breaking down. The song's good. The vibe's really nice. Everything has a great story to it. It was cleanly placed nicely. Everything's so nice. Her voice is amazing. H.E.R did a great job. Innocent Pack did a great job. Ari Lennox did a great job. It's really, really good. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought. What was your favorite song? What was your thoughts on each of these tales if you want to talk about that. And also, don't forget to like if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked it even more. And don't forget to hit the notification bell if you want to see more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.